Here we are. Okay, let me play the music and let's get this party started here. Hold on 1 second and everything systems go. Here we go. Can you hear it?
Oh, wait. Yes. Oh, I can hardly hear it, Bonnie. It's just very muffled.
I don't know why. Just dance a little bit.
Okay.
Here we go. The drum roll. Bop, 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 bop. There we go. Hi, I'm Bonnie D with my special guest. Oh, set up your audio in professional settings. I don't know why. I'm Bonnie D and this is Karen G and we're here live streaming and we're coming to you from where? You're in Hawaii and I am in the cold part of Tennessee. How are you, Karen?
Ready to go, Bonnie. Excited on this Friday the 13th.
Oh, I know. I have a question for you. The word is paraskeviticatriophobics. Those are the people who are afraid of Friday the 13th. And I was writing a series of Senryu poems for my Writer's Digest poetry group. Do you know what a Senryu is?
No.
Well, I'm going to tell you. A Senryu is a haiku that's not about nature. It's about people or anything else. A haiku is the standard would be 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and 5 syllables on 3 lines, usually about nature, a feather or a bird or the wind or the sun or the moon. A Senryu, Senryu, is the same syllable count, the same 3 lines, and there are other syllable counts you can use, but it's not about nature. It's about people or something else. So my Senryu is hoping you're ready, paraskeviticatriophobes, Friday the 13th now. Friday 13 now. That's 5 syllables. So I took that from one of my poetry groups and I said, okay, I'm going to use that for Karen to know that we're acknowledging that it's Friday the 13th. So I have a new intro poem that I would
Hmm.
like to read, and I have something I've dedicated to you. Would you like to hear it, Karen?
Oh, yes, of
Okay, so here we
course.
go. Here we go. You may know us, Bonnie D and Karen G, seasoned content creators having fun seriously. Yeah, I know. We're allowed to smile. We're having fun. Now on We Dish, we're here to play, lighting up the cybersphere in our unique too saucy way. TOO. Chit-chatting on culture, music, food for a start. Say what news, plus our own original poetry and art. We're sharing our insights, our smiles and delight. Join us live or on demand any time of day or night. Well, we won't be here, but you can find us. Here's the dedication to Karen. Karen G. Guides with wisdom and care, helping parents and students through the struggles they bear. For over 2 decades, her mission's been clear to help foster success and help them conquer their fear. Through Mama's Gotta Let Go, she shares her voice, teaching peace in parenting, offering good choice. Her aloha spirit lets families see a life of connection and sweet harmony. A tutor, a mentor, a healer at heart, rewiring beliefs, helping parents restart. With courses and coaching, her impact is vast. Karen G strides into the future while healing the past.
I
That's
love that.
that's my gift to you. And the
Wow.
finished part is we hope you'll enjoy today as we chat and connect on We Dish. We're bringing fun you might not expect. Bonnie D and Karen G, today's TOO, two saucy dames. Together we dish on life's many games. So what'd you think of the poem,
Oh
Karen?
my gosh. I think that's my favorite part of the year.
Ah, you're very sweet. You had a very good year. I know you have, and you're still having one. But that's
Oh,
my gift to you for being such a loyal guest to me and being on the show. I think this is your
thank
12th
you.
12th appearance with me. So, let's go to the songs. Do you have a couple of new songs that define you as a saucy dame? What do you want to talk about today?
Um, Songs. What about well, I think you've said this before, but Glory Gaynors, I Will Survive.
Okay. What else? What are you surviving? You want to give us a clue here? I'm gonna take some pictures. Go ahead.
Well, I do recently share because I do mentor people who are suffering from suicidal ideation, and my whole surviving story is that I am a suicide survivor, happened 30 years ago, and now my story, The Gift of a Failed Suicide Attempt, um shows that amazing things can happen and don't let that permanent solution to a temporary problem be your decision.
I like that. I will survive. I've survived different types of things, not at that level, but different types of things. You got another Saucy Dame for me song? Because I've got a couple here.
Oh my gosh, I just slipped my mind. The Diana Ross,
Stop in the name of love.
and I will climb higher, higher. What is that? It's like I'll do everything for you, and I'll climb a mountain, I'll swim a river. I forgot what it was.
Okay, that sounds
I
good.
think they're all, well, I think they're all stories where you are, very committed, dedicated, and you will do everything. It's kind of like how deep is your love, my Bee Gees? I think like
Mm-hmm.
how deep is my love? My love is very deep for friends, for family, even my clients, because I show my love through, painting, through mentoring, through humor, and I think that's what makes me Saucy Dame
Saucy.
because I just, yeah,
They're different. I had an author on
different.
one of my shows years ago I think her book was The Seven Languages of Love, and service was one of the languages. Service meaning things you do for people, not things you
Yes.
buy for them or cook for them or make for them. I have a couple of songs. One is I found when I leave the house, Karen, to go to the supermarket or the Red Refresh Lady or whatever. I like to have music playing in the house very loud. So if anybody comes to the house, they think I'm home. I hope nobody here locally is
Oh,
listening. And I typically ask Alexa to play Megan Trainor. And she's got very upbeat, very pop kinds of songs. You familiar with Megan Trainor? And
yes, yes. I love
the,
Megan Trainor.
the song that I decided to talk about today is called I Feel Better When I'm Dancing. And just don't
Ooh.
think about it. Just move your body, listen to the music, sing, oh, yay, oh. Just move those left feet, get ahead, get crazed. Anyone can do it. Sing, show the world you've got that fire. Feel the rhythm getting louder. Show the world what you can do. Prove to them you've got the moves. I don't know about you. I feel better when I'm dancing. I killed that one. Yeah, yeah, better when I'm dancing. We could do this together. I bet you feel better when you're dancing. Yeah, yeah. So I feel when I'm a little shaky or rocky or not feeling well, I'll put on Megan Trainor on Alexa in the kitchen real loud or the electric slide, and I will
Oh
dance.
my gosh, electric. I just found it. Ain't no mountain high enough.
Oh, ain't no mountain high
Just,
enough,
yeah,
Diana
if you
Ross.
need me, call me no matter where you are, no matter how far, just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. On that, you can depend and never worry, which is, I think, my one of my goals for worried parents, worried kids, right? It's like,
Beautiful song.
I'll be there.
Absolutely. I'll be there. We're here. Here we are.
We're
And
here.
the other song, I like this one is New Attitude by Patti LaBelle. And this goes with
Oh,
Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar. And when
oh my
I'm
gosh, I love that
shot
song.
down, not literally shot down, I pick myself up and I say, there's got to be an answer. There's got to be a way to get around that mountain. There's got to be a way to ford that river or that stream. And I'm going to find it. And I'll wake up the next morning or the middle of the night and I'll say, I know what I'm going to do. And that's it. So that's a survival kind of a song. So let's do our off the top chat right now. And then we'll do some poetry and art and some news. So, how do you celebrate New Year's Eve? And do you have a most fun or best New Year's Eve memory? Karen, talk to me.
Well, we have a very small family, and a lot of times it's just me, my husband, and our youngest daughter. And so it sounds very boring, but we usually just stay home. We'll either watch the countdown or binge some, childhood movie. And then about 20 or 50 minutes before the clock strikes, we'll find a spot to watch the fireworks.
Oh,
So it's very,
nice.
very simple.
Where are the fireworks near your house? Are they?
It's nearby. There's different parts of the island, but we don't want to drive far and like face crowds. So there's
Mm-hmm.
a mall, like a outdoor mall, and if you just park there, and my husband brought his lifted truck, and so there was a do not park section there. But he's like, "What are they gonna do?" And I didn't want to get in trouble when he went there. Once he went there, like everyone else went, but it's so high that you can just see,
Very
the
nice.
view of the fireworks. So. But
Very
my
nice.
favorite memory
Yeah.
was, I think it was starting what I think 2014, and we were at Disneyland, and it was so cold. I
Ooh.
remember for Hawaii, right? I'm sure it was like I don't know, the 40s, and we're waiting, and we're
Ooh.
just like going into the stores, coming back, just going. Thomas was like our warm spot, and then when we saw the whole, it was just like a fun family of four moment where we're just in the magical place, right? But I remember I'll never forget that. But when we were there, we're like, why are we here? It's just too cold. It's too cold. But then you
Listen,
have to realize,
it was
yeah,
19
you guys
degrees here.
know cold.
19 degrees here in Tennessee the other night. I have two favorite memories, and they're interesting. One, I used to live on Long Island in New York, and I went with a friend to Jones Beach, which is a big public beach in one of the state parks, very popular, very well known, and vast. It's huge. And went to see the fireworks. So we went on the beach. Somehow we managed to get a park. They have something like seven major parking lots, and you walk a mile through a tunnel, and you walk through this and that, getting to where you need to go. And we got there, and they had barges out on the water. This is on the South Shore. Barges with fireworks, and music was being simulcast, and people had their
Ooh.
radios. It was interesting. It was a little chilly, and it was okay. And then we walked back to the car. It took 3 hours to get out of the parking lot.
Quick.
Yep, 3 hours. People were tailgating after the fireworks were over.
No.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. 3 hours. They sent traffic cops or whatever traffic guidance people eventually to say, okay, you're lot number seven. You're going after three, four, five, and nine, whatever. And it was hours, literally hours. God help you if you needed a restroom or anything, you'd have to walk back a mile to the beach. But it was interesting. That was one New Year's memory. The other one was when my daughter, who is a physician, when she was in EMT years ago before medical school. She and a couple of her friends came and spent New Year's Eve with me in my apartment, my co-op in Long Island, on Long Island in Great Neck. And I made what's called a bûche de Noël, which is a Christmas log. It's a
Ooh.
you make it in a jelly roll pan. It's a white cake, yellow cake, and then you roll it in powdered sugar and you fill it with fresh whipped cream and you
Oh my
drizzle chocolate.
gosh.
And it looks like a log, bûche de Noël. It's a famous, and then you slice it. It's like a pinwheel when you slice it. And I had a small amount of champagne. They were all of age. Well, at 10:30, the beeper went off, the pager went off, and they had a call
Oh no,
from
need to
the
leave
fire department, and they had to leave. Yeah, they were EMTs, and the three of them left. And I'm sitting there
with your pinwheel.
starting to watch. Well, it was 11 o'clock actually, starting to watch. And I said, y'all come back. I didn't talk like that. I wasn't in Tennessee yet. I said, you come back if you can. Bye, Ma. We got to go. And the three of them piled out and got in somebody's car and went with their light and went to the fire department and got on the ambulance, the bus, and did what they had to. I think it was about 12 minutes before midnight. And the doorbell rang and they came back. They had finished the call. It was nothing that bad or that urgent, but they needed to go. They're in
What a
the service now.
miracle.
And they came back and we sliced the cake and we watched the ball drop and we had a little sip of champagne, the three of us at midnight. And that's one of my favorite memories. But since I live alone and I will be alone this New Year's Eve, and which is fine, I will watch the ball drop, but I take maybe 100 pictures of the festivities on my iPhone of from the TV. And I have people around the country I know, relatives and friends, and I won't ruin it for you because we're hours ahead of you, but
Yeah.
I will send them a picture of that final ball drop or of the crowd on in Times Square or somebody who's singing, and I will either video from the TV or take pictures and fireworks up in the sky, and I have a ball sharing them with
Wow.
people on text while I'm watching almost real time and saying, "Hey, look what I just saw." So that's my fun, and I won't bake. I have a ton of chocolate candy. Somebody sent me 100 pieces of chocolate. Yeah, wrapped chocolate truffle. So I won't be eating all of those. But that's my New Year's Eve, and I don't make resolutions. I just try to live day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year, and I do have some plans for next year, but not in the form of resolutions. Do you have anything you are resolving to do next year, Karen? Or before the end of this year?
Well, I think in 2025 I need to stop the shoulds and feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do this and this and this and be productive and achieve, and I think that just slow down, learn to slow down. But the big family plan is to go to Korea in June. So right now we booked
Oh,
the flight, and now it's a matter of like finding the hotels and where you want to go. But that has been a dream. I went years ago with a friend for 4 days, but to
mm-hmm.
go as a family, you know, that'll
Has
be fun.
Thomas, your husband, ever been there?
No, only I'm the only one in the family that's gone, and my daughter's like the youngest one is totally into K-pop, and so it'll be. fun just to be in Korea, her place of, like all her whole, she just did a speech and was on how K-pop is has globally impacted the world. So for her to actually go there and see and, so it'll be fun.
Lovely, lovely. My goal is to finish my book, maybe not by the 31st, but my
Oh,
novel that's been sitting on the shelf for a couple months untouched. I've just enrolled in this weekend, actually, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a deadlines for writers workshop, and give you the videos of the presentations. There are about a dozen a day. It would be a lot to attend in person, and I have work to do. So every morning you get the downloads and they're good for 24 hours. And then they have what they call free swag from the presenters. And there are things like writers, a guidebook to writing more productively and what's your writing personality and what's the best way to pitch a submission letter if you're looking for a publisher and character development and interesting stuff. So I downloaded a bunch of these free, mostly PDFs today, and that's this weekend. I'm going to be reviewing them and see if there's anything in there to help me. But I did go back into my book and I put it in my calendar every day, the book for 20 minutes or 40 minutes just to get back in the mode. And I'm enjoying it. Needs a lot of editing, a lot of work, but I separated out the almost murder mystery part into another document with about another 20,000 words from the main
no.
part, and I got to put them back together. So I'm looking for inspiration on where the characters who are the action characters rather than the background actors, how to fit them back together. That's my goal. So it's a very special style. I don't know if a mystery or a satire has ever been written quite this way. It's very interesting. And my goal is to talk about it next year. Well, I'm going to have to say a friend of mine wrote it because I have a nom de plume, a fictional name. Because, well,
Oh, I
people,
didn't know that.
yeah, because it's very close to who real people I used to know.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I don't want anybody coming after me, so I made up a name. So we'll talk, but I have to figure out how to promote it without promoting it. So I might have to get somebody with big glasses and a hat to come on one of my radio shows and talk
Oh
about
my gosh, that would
the
be
book.
fun.
Or I'll come on one of your shows. I'll invite
Yes,
the writer on
definitely.
your show, and she will talk about it. So that's one of the goals. What's your proudest achievement this year, Karen?
I actually didn't realize how much I did. I published, what was it, 6 lessons, 6 decades, what
Ooh,
I've learned in the past 6 decades, and then 365 parenting quotes, affirmations, and just humor. There's like just little things and it has 365 of my paintings. And that was, I decided to do the 365 because they were like, do you want to just, you gave like 170 something. Do you want to reuse them? And I thought, sure. Then I woke up and I said, no. So in 3 days,
mm.
I was like, just massively, but it was such an accomplishment knowing that it was something that was, meaningful to me. And of course, going to Australia, as you know, I shared that and doing a lot as a parent coach, as a tutor, that my business turned 25 years this past
Congratulations.
August. And I didn't realize that because it goes by so, so fast and the lives that I've touched and how they come back. I was just invited to a student who was 9, Bonnie, and now she's having a baby at 27. And they invited me to her baby shower. And I thought, I had to look her up because, oh, we still have your number. We always talk about you and how, you really made an impact. And
Isn't
and
that
then I said,
nice?
I would love to see how she looks like now. And I thought, oh my gosh, she's 27. The last time I saw her, she was 9.
Oh, and they remembered you. See, that's part of your legacy is people remember you in a wonderful way. That's beautiful, Karen.
I think
That's
that's what
love.
I finally realized because sometimes I'm like, it's just a, one person business. Then I kind of like do my tutoring thing, but not realizing that it's not just the tutoring. They become family
Yes.
and then I become family.
Yes.
So I think that's what.
Speaking of which, you are re-inspiring me because I wrote a lot of poetry this year and the year before, and I've done a lot of photography and a lot of art, as you know. And I want to create either a chapbook or a Canva book of
Ooh.
maybe 100 poems. I'll set it as I'll pick a number, something like 70 poems and 70 pieces of art to go with it. And I'd like to put that on Amazon. And it doesn't matter if anybody buys it or not. I'm not interested in the sales. I'm interested in sharing it. So I'll probably share it. Plus,
You know what? I'll do that. We'll make a commitment then by the
okay.
end of 2025, because 70 is very doable. And then
Yep.
that is so fun.
Yep.
Then it doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, what parenting tip, what quote. You literally just share what we've written over
Right.
the
And
years.
I just figured out why you couldn't hear the song because I forgot to put the share of the computer audio on. So you were hearing it bouncing off of my computer. So I'm gonna play. I made a movie trailer for this, a fun trailer, and I'm gonna share that if I can before we finish today. So I'm gonna
Okay.
start doing trailers for all of my radio shows. My achievement this year is I've already done hosted and produced this show, Two Saucy Dames, and the spinoff, which is Two Saucy Dame plus Cool Dude. I've done about
Hmm.
8 of those. So altogether, I think this is my 43rd show in this series. And I believe I will by next week have done 48 Read My Lips Cool Conversations with Creators with akaRadioRed, my other name, and 48 live, all live streaming, no pre-recorded podcasts. Technology Revolution, the Future of Now. So I'm looking at about 140 live shows this year, which
That is insane.
makes me very well, thank
Congratulations.
you. It's just what I do. It's just what I love to do. So that's my proud achievement this year. Holiday favorite drinks. What are you drinking for New Year's, for Christmas, for anything celebratory?
Anything celebratory, and I've said this before in your past shows. It's always Bailey's, Kahlua, Grand Marnier. It was called a B-52 back in the 80s. And it is the most, I think I'll add some Kona coffee ice cream to that too.
Ooh,
And that'll be an ice cream
how fun.
drink.
Well, you know something? There's a place named after a French river I think in Durham. My necklaces, the beads are hitting the desk and making a lot of noise here. In Durham, I'm trying to remember that it's an odd name, the French Broad River, it's called. And there's a little chocolatier bakery cafe. I remember. And I went there. Was it in Durham? I'm trying to remember. I think it was in Durham. And yes, and they had a bakery and a chocolate shop inside, and it was so busy that they gave you a card with a number and you go find a table. It was all different furniture. It was like furniture from Goodwill, and different tables and chairs. There were 2 floors, and then they would have a server come with whatever you ordered, and they would walk around and look for where's number 92, where's and they'd find your table somehow. Well, they had
Wow.
something called the melted chocolate truffle hot truffle, and it was, you'd pick out if that's what you wanted, but you could also pick candy or sweets of other kinds from the bakery showcase. You waited on a long line to get taken care of, and then you went and found a seat and took your number. And it just dawned on me, I have a heck of a lot of chocolate truffles. I
You
may
can make some.
I may melt a few, and I have heavy whipping cream. I may melt a few with whipping cream. I was going to make a chocolate mousse, but I may put them in a cup and you drink it and eat it with a little tiny spoon.
Oh my gosh, that
I'm
sounds
I'm going to
wonderful.
try a chocolate truffle. I can't do caffeine, and I also have found in all my many moves a bottle of gold Bacardi rum gold, and I'm going
Ooh,
to put just a teaspoon into it, give it that little rum flavor. So that's what I might have on New Year's. No champagne or alcohol for me. It just wouldn't end very well. Anyway, so that's it for looking back and looking forward. So let's do some poetry and then we'll do art and then we'll do our news. So what have you got for
sounds
poems
good.
today? What do you got for poems?
I have one that I found in my diary. It's called Creating Heals. And I think it's in honor of all the art that I've been doing, not realizing how healing, playing with pains. And Bonnie, you've introduced me to just throwing 3D stuff, right? And it's just,
Mm-hmm.
so now anytime my family's like, hey, I'm going to throw this away. Hey, mom, do you want to add it to your painting? And it could be anything. And
Yep, anything. Absolutely.
it's so much. Okay, so it's called Creating Heals. It's better than some meals. You do more than survive. You start to really thrive. Leave your comfort zone, even if you're alone. Just make time to take risks. Don't care what others think. Make a move. You'll be fine. Your heart will rise and shine. Take action and don't wait. You can never be late. Just go at your own pace. you're not in a big race.
I love it. I love the rhyme scheme. Very, very interesting. Your
Thank
own, not in
you.
a race. I want to share mine visually now that I remembered to share. Oh, shame on me for that. That was terrible. I'm going to share these poems because I think it'd be better. So, this is a not a haiku. This is actually a senryu, and let me change this. Senryu. There we go. Senryu, and this was on a theme of warning. I think write a warning poem. They warned at meetings, the sweetest taste being thin. Nah, Hershey's and Doves.
I love that.
And then this one, this is a format, is called a disappearing nine, where you start out with 9 lines, you start out with 9 syllables, and then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this was called, this was called Dating Ad 2024. You watching it, Karen? Take a
Oh
look
my
at the screen. So here
gosh.
we go. For your perusal or refusal, sassy dame with her own brand name, streaming gig persona big, ready for romance chance, car and phone both her own, redhead, nuff said, drummer chick. How about you?
Ooh, love it.
And the disappearing is that you can see it's in the shape of a like a triangle because the lines get shorter and shorter in syllables. So I enjoyed that. This one is an acrostic. This was an ode to Johnny Mathis, whom I interviewed many, many years ago for the Improper magazine on Long Island. And he called me from California one morning. The phone rang and he said, "Hello, is this Bonnie? This is John Mathis." I almost fell off my, I knew he
My
was calling.
gosh.
I was able to record the interview on 2 cassette tapes on an actual tape recorder next to the phone. This is way before cell phones. And Johnny Royce Mathis, at 1935, he's still around. American popular singer. He received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, Grammy Hall of Fame, 3 recordings. He was the third best-selling artist of the 20th century, 360 million records. And his song Chances Are, 1957, and it was released as a 45 and a 78. He re-recorded it as a duet for Liza Minnelli's album Gently. And here is the acrostic I wrote, and it's CHANCESARE down the left side. And there were 2 words per letter I chose. So let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Here we go. Cherished chanteur harmonizes hearts, articulates anticipation, nuances needs, caresses curiosity, embraces emotions, savors sensations, adores affection, reignites romance, extraordinary emissary.
Whoa.
Chances are that was dedicated to
I
Johnny Mathis.
love that song. Oh my
Oh, it's
gosh.
beautiful. Now, here's wanted poems, and these are just some more personal. One of them is about this is a limerick I wrote every day in November, different, same format, different last 3 lines. About this broadcaster known as Red for day 23, this was in the month-long challenge before all's done and said, she wanted to host her own TV show. 22 years on cable seems so long ago. Now she live streams worldwide online instead. There you go.
Oh,
There's a limerick. And
that's
here's
beautiful.
one. The title is No, Don't Want to Dance to Someone Else's Beat No More, Grabbing Her Drumsticks. There you go.
Ooh, I
That's
like that one.
575. And here's a limerick dedicated to Mick Jagger. There is an old band called the Stones. They're still rolling around in old bones, rocking like they were young, still more songs to be sung, loving girls in the crowd and their moans. And on that, I'll stop sharing.
I love it. I always laugh when I read
Do
your, I mean,
too.
when I hear your poems.
I had so much fun. You ready to show some art?
Yes. So
Yes.
I'll do my decorations. Oops, something just fell. That's okay.
I'm going to take
So
this
this is
necklace off while you do that. So I'm going to put you on speaker view and I'm going to disappear for a second. Go ahead,
okay.
show us your art.
So here's my little, I think I might give these some away. It's either this one or my second one, and they're koala bears.
Oh, yes,
And
yes,
so what I
yes. You
did,
showed me the
yeah,
koala.
yeah. So I just and they're almost like, 'cause I think you can't really see through them but when I put them in light, it's almost like see through you can't
Yes.
really. Yeah. So I didn't know if I like that, but I guess it's okay. And then what I did was I added just stuff on it. So there's flowers, there's little stars, there's little the imitation rhinestones, and I thought that was kind of cute. And so I ordered these suns and I thought, why not just paint them? So I might give these
Oh,
away.
Oh,
And all
those are
I did
pretty.
was just
Yes.
literally just put dots, dots, dots. And I think I did, now I'm using like my finger or the balloons. I think sometimes, or a spoon, and you just like, and within probably what, less than a couple of minutes, it's done. So I
That
thought that
is
was kind
lovely.
of
What's
fun.
on the back? Let's see the back.
Oh, it's just wood. So I'm
Just
gonna just put two. We had to give a last minute. When people say, "Hey, I just want to stop by and bring a gift," and I thought, "Oh my gosh, it was so early."
yeah.
Because one of the his friends always makes. He must make like I don't know, 100 dozen. What do you call
Wow.
that? Almond cookies.
Yeah.
And he gets 2 dozen away, and I just thought he usually comes Christmas Eve, and I thought, "Oh my gosh!" But I had some Australian stuff. Gave him a sun, and I thought, "Okay, it's all right." We can use art as gifts, right?
Artist gifts. Absolutely. You do that all the time. You sent me some art as
Yeah,
a gift.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then I ordered round. Look, I thought round canvases were fun. And once again, I put some leaves, some hearts, a moon,
What is
a
that? 4 inches in
butterfly.
diameter? 3 inches? How big is that?
Yeah, well, it's literally, yeah, I
Five,
think it's about
six.
what, five or six? Yeah, I think it's
Uh-huh.
6.
Mm.
But I never thought of, now they have like triangles, they have circles, they have, right, different, oh, I think they have a hexagon too, but it's just interesting how working with different,
I love it.
shapes. Thanks. Oh, and then can I do one for Christmas?
Yes, please. You have the
This
nerve
is
to do
this
the
is
small format. I go for the bigger canvases.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
just I think
beautiful.
a lot of balloons and spoons and I think now I'm doing like knife. When you get a wooden knife and you have
Yes.
introduced me to so many creative methods that I never would have thought of. And if you Google it, what you suggest, there's a tutorial on it.
I'm glad. I am very, very glad.
So
Necklace
let's
off, not clanking.
see.
Let's see. I
Yeah.
brought three real pictures. I hope they show up on the green screen. I'll show them.
Ooh.
This one is it's not showing up as much. You can see
Wow.
the see-through is where the green, but these are the glass if I tilt it maybe there.
Oh my gosh. It's glass?
The little the mirror, the glass mirror on top of it. See them?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was just drizzling paint in different colors down the canvas, and I think there's some dragons in there. If you see some
Oh, I
dragon,
see it. I see it.
some dragons, yes.
Oh my
So this,
gosh, yeah, with their fiery tongue.
yep.
Wait, fork tongue. How do you find it's just random pieces of
These I buy the
glass
bags
tiles?
of the glass on Amazon, and it's an art. I told you that I bought a pound and a half of the mirrored glass that are cut into little tiny pieces to use for
Wow.
resin art. But I use it and I spray this with the
No, no, I mean
fixative.
your actual canvas. I
Oh,
mean, is
I'm
that
sorry. The
what is
canvas is a 12-inch square. 12-inch square canvases I bought here. It's wood in the back.
Oh, okay, okay,
These are
okay.
mounted, stretched and stapled canvases. I buy these by
Okay.
8 or 10 at a time. I have about 30 canvases in different sizes in my studio right now. Sorry about the green screen is cutting out, but you can see a lot of bright
Beautiful,
colors.
beautiful.
I like that. Thank you. The next one should show up better. This one is different. This
Ooh.
one is a splatter of, I was out of the deep yellow paint just about, so I just took the bottle and I just spritzed it on top and it made all these little globs and then you can see all the little places in here where there's just little like air droplets of what was left in the bottle, the little
Yes,
tiny to
yes,
fill in the
yes.
background. Same with the red. And then these I call these jelly. And when you have a bottle of acrylic paint, very often when you pour and you tip it back and put the cover on, a little bit of paint residue stays around the opening of the
Yes,
bottle.
yes.
When you open the bottle again, it's a little circle of, I call it the jelly in the color of the cover of the color. So I peel them off and put them into a little dish and I collect them. So I threw those at
Oh
here
my
and you can
gosh, I've been
see.
throwing them away. I'm gonna
Don't
use
throw them away.
it.
These are little bits and pieces of leftover acrylic paint that were sitting. I'm talking too much into my mic. Sitting, see
Brilliant.
them? They're all different
Yes,
colors and different
I never
shapes.
thought of using
Oh
it.
yeah, I've been saving these up to use for something, and I just drop them into the wet paint, and they just kind of a mishmash, just a splish splash. That's all.
Beautiful.
Interesting.
So now I know from you cut up credit cards and
Yes.
jellies.
See little pieces. You can see the circles. They're
I
in curves.
can.
Those were peeled right off of the mouth of the bottles
I
of the
never
paint.
thought of, yeah, I just threw some away yesterday. I didn't
Yep.
realize that you could.
And I have one
Very,
more.
very creative.
One more. This one is very fancy schmancy here. And
Ooh.
I don't have a name for this. Do you want to name it for me?
Um, Celestial Chaos.
Oh, I like that. It's good. Thank you. This piece is called Celestial Chaos, courtesy of Karen G. There you go. And there's the mirrored glass, the shards of glass that are
Ooh.
dropped into the wet paint or glitter glue. And there are some iridescent paints. The purple is very shiny, and the red and the yellow are just right out of the bottle again on a white 12 by 12 canvas. And you can see the back of the canvas. Just
Beautiful.
I like
So just
stretched
three
canvases.
colors. Isn't that amazing? Just
Yep.
you just randomly chose those three color combinations and
Purple,
look
whatever
what you
makes me
created.
happy. Whatever makes me happy. And
Yeah.
this could almost be the holiday elephant. I don't know, coming out of the I think he
Ooh,
escaped
oh,
from
I
the
see
circus.
it.
It's an elephant. He escaped from the circus. Yes.
Yes, yes.
See, and this is his the saddle up here where I can't my hands are the wrong place.
Yep, yep,
This
yep.
is
I
the
see it.
saddle where somebody would sit. Okay? Or a
Wow.
camel perhaps. So those are the three I brought in for you today. Yes. You ready for some wacky news? You got a couple stories for me, Karen?
I do. This one, I don't know who would have the funds. I guess it's for the ultra, ultra rich. Okay. It's England's first luxury sleeper, and it's luxury to like I can't even imagine enjoying this Britannic Explorer. So it's a train that has 18 cabins and the grand suites. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
17,700 per person. Well, with that, you get a private butler service, in-room dining, marble furnishing. So I guess you really have to make sure you use that butler every single moment.
No comment. No
The
comment.
lower cost
I
is
want to know what
seven
he looks
only.
like.
Oh, yeah, you better be able to choose which one and what he looks like, what he
Absolutely.
wears. So
Absolutely.
lower cost is just 7,300 per person. And it's decorated to embody Britain's azure coastline and rolling green hills. So it has the effect, listen to this, of a moving painting. You get spa treatments, 3 nights of yoga, and then off-train activities include wine tasting, wild swimming. I don't know what to picture for wild swimming, but I'll let you use your imagination.
With the butler.
Art exhibits. So you choose your 17,700, 7,300 for 3 glorious nights.
Unbelievable. There is a chalet, I think it's a ski-in chalet for six. That is, let me see if I can find it. I sent it to a friend. I'm going to look for it here. And we decided we're going to split it. This is let me see where it is here. Hold on. This is a $68,000 for a 3 night stay for six people, all included at a secluded ski in Swiss Alps chalet with a staff on site. 68,000 for 3 nights for six people. There you go. So if you don't want the train for 17,000, you could spend 68 for six people in
Yeah,
LA. You want to go in on that with us, Karen?
sure, why not?
Good. Okay. I have an
But if
article
you want
here.
to do this one, the journeys begin in July 2025. The
We
train
could
will
do that.
depart from London.
I don't. I'm not much of a flyer, so I don't. I'm not
So the
a
train will be
skier
good.
either. Yeah, train would be good. Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay, I know how I'll get to London. Let me share my screen for this one. This is the new Christmas outfit for T-Rex at the Natural History. Let me move this down. The Natural History Museum unveiled its 2024 Christmas jumper. Now, in Britain, a sweater is a jumper, and this is made from all
Hmm.
sustainable. It's an animatronic T-Rex, and it's a sweater called a jumper. It was crafted from 100% sustainable organic cotton made by an ethical garment factory in Manchester, UK, and the company is called Not Just, Notjust. It's a social enterprise with 100% organic cotton, and they raise money for charities. They expect 6 million visitors will see T-Rex. Isn't that something? See it?
Wow, that is beautiful.
And their gift shop has these not in T-Rex size, but in sweaters and hats and scarves and mittens. Also, you can buy the
Wow, very smart to market that.
very. So that's for charitable. So that's my first article. What's your second one?
My second one involves an albatross. and
Oh,
motherhood. Okay. So
okay.
the average, I think, age of an albatross is like 30 years. Okay. So this 74-year-old Laysan albatross laid an egg on November 27th at Midway Atoll National Wildlife Refuge at the northwestern edge of the Hawaiian archipelago. Her name is Wisdom, and this egg will be hatched in 2 months. It's her 30th baby, and I just think, I mean, can you imagine
30.
74 and thinking, hey, I can just have another child.
I'm stuck on the 30. Forget about the
30, yeah,
74.
she's my 30th child.
And they call her wisdom.
What do
Okay.
they call her wisdom? I don't know how wise that is exactly.
Unbelievable. Okay. I have
What about
one.
you?
I have one I'm going to share again. This is an interesting picture and I think it will resonate. Let me go into screen share here. Here we go. And this is, they think they might have
Ooh,
figured out who inspired the character of Oz. In the spirit of the Wicked movie premiere, which just happened, I think, 2 weeks ago, we're
yes.
delving into a bit of literary history and sharing the story of the real man who may have inspired the title character in The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. This is the book that L. Frank Baum published in 1900. In the second edition of The Annotated Wizard of Oz, published 100 years later, that's in 2000, literary scholar Michael Patrick Hearn suggests that Baum used a man called Washington Harrison Donaldson as a blueprint for the wizard. Donaldson, like Oz, was a magician, a ventriloquist, and a balloonist, and he
Mm.
even worked as a circus with the circus master P.T. Barnum. Most tragically, he one day floated off in a hot air balloon and was never seen again.
Oh my
I got so
gosh.
excited. Excuse me. He took his final flight in 1875 over Lake Michigan and was never seen. Mm. I got so
Oh my
excited I got all
gosh.
choked up. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to let you do your last one while I mute myself and go cough. Go ahead, Karen.
Okay. This is an interesting one. I think I'm going to share this with my students because the alphabet, like Z, it's hardly in any words. You wonder like how, how valuable is Z? And instead of, well, yeah, I guess it's an Oz, right? Zebra, Zeus, but the letter Z is also associated with sleeping and snoring. So onomatopoeia, which I teach my kids, is like, words that emulate sounds, right? It sounds like snoring. And since 1918, they shortened it to Z, just like three Z's. It could be lowercase, uppercase. And they also said, which was kind of strange, that the middle Z could also be capitalized. To have lower, capital, lower. Yeah, see, I'm glad that you think that it's strange.
That is
Normally, you just,
strange.
isn't it? So
Yeah.
that's shorthand for sleep, ZZZ. And then in 1940s, zonk, the term zonk was
Zonk
created,
out.
means,
Mhm.
yeah, to fall or cause to fall sleep just suddenly. And then in 1937, this is before David Thoreau, his writings reference the low buzz of insects. And it was the dry zing, Z hyphen ing, the zing of locusts.
Hmm.
And he was around 1837 to 1846. Then fast forward in the 1980s, cartoonists like Garfield used just one big Z, get some Z's, the 1960s phrase, but also just Z. But now I notice like on if you wanted to see a meme or one of those GIFs, it just says Z, and then a sloth or a cat or a puppy. But very interesting, the history of Z and sleeping.
That's interesting. I wonder where you found that one. That's really cool.
A very intriguing person
I think
shared
you
it with
have a
me.
good source for the wacky. I have one more. I actually have two more, but I'm going to save one for next time. And this one is in the spirit of the season. Let me share this one, and I think you'll get a kick out of this. You might get a kick back out of this one.
Ooh.
A lot of retailers are offering what they call returnless refunds. And a returnless refund is where they say, oh, you don't want it? You want a refund? Don't send it back. So this is a cartoony look at this purse and these strange
Oh.
shoes. This woman wants to return and they say, stop. In the name of love, Diana Ross and the Supremes. Don't send the darn thing back. 59% of retailers have keep it policies. They do not advertise or promote these, Karen, that are financially not financially viable to put these items back, according to a survey by GoArtTRG in 2023, which the company is now called Return Pro. It helps retailers, including Walmart, manage returns. Most companies don't advertise the policy prominently. There are response to limit the flood of online returns, which are expensive. The NRF, National Retail Federation, showed that for every $1 billion in sales, last year in 2023, the average retailer had $145 million in returns,
My gosh.
especially during the holiday season. These are a loss leader. And, bulky mattresses and furniture, very often they say, oh, just keep the darn thing. We don't want it back. It's just too much. Well, now these returnless refunds are being used by Amazon, Shine, Target, and Temu. They like to not keep stuff coming back. So these are often items less than $20 and less than $30. In a survey by Return Pro, 52% of retailers offering keep it returns were adding stricter criteria. Now, have you ever heard of the customer trustworthiness algorithm, Karen?
No.
Well, that's when we're not going to name any names here, but let's say Karen goes in and buys a blender for her kitchen that's in yellow because that's the color of the season. And then 2 days later, Karen decides she'd rather have the green one. So she returns the blender. And when Karen returns the yellow blender, she buys a red one because she knows, like Bonnie, she should have red in her kitchen. And she gets it home, and her daughter and her husband say, "What? Red? That doesn't go with the kitchen. Karen, what were you thinking?" So she returns it and she brings it home in white. And they say, "All right, enough is enough." Well, that's called that you become then on the algorithm of a customer who returns things too many times. You have that's called bracketing is one thing where you buy the same thing in different sizes. Well, usually with clothing, but with items where you just keep buying it over and over again. Sometimes people buy the same item in different sizes: a skirt, a sweater, a dress, a pair of shoes. Oh, I think I'll get the six and a half, the seven. Oh, these don't fit. I'll take them back. That's bracketing. I don't know what the name is for the appliance, but I've seen it happen at Macy's years ago where somebody went to return something and they said, "Sir, we can't take this back." And the man said, "Why?" They said, "Because you bought too many of these this month and you keep returning them." He was flagged on the database at Macy's and wasn't allowed to return. The
What?
other thing, do you know what wardrobing is, Karen?
Well, I know some of the, like people go to proms or fancy parties, they'll just wear it and then they leave the price tags on and then they'll
That's
return
called
it.
wardrobing. That's correct.
And
Those are being flagged too. If you do too many of those where you return them the next day or the next week with the tag on and they can tell
yeah,
they
that's
were
very
worn.
suspicious.
Very suspicious. So that's why those are being flagged. So that's the returnless refund would not necessarily be favorable for somebody who was flagged by those algorithms. So, and I think that's
It's a
only
good thing they
fair.
have that algorithm because,
Yeah. So
20
here we
years
are.
ago, you know.
Are you superstitious about the 13th? We're almost
You
ready
know
to
what? I,
close out.
I I don't know when this happened because I used to tell kids, you're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, you know what? I call it a good luck day because you really get to decide whether it's a good luck day or you're going to just follow society's just something that, right? Oh no, it's Friday the 13th. And when you keep telling yourself it's a good luck day, guess what? You're going to manifest
There you are.
good
And
luck
manifest was the
surprises.
Cambridge Dictionary word of the year. Manifest.
Gosh, I did not
Yes.
know that.
Yes.
Well, I
I was
strongly believe that. And I've had very fun surprises that just happen to be on Friday the 13th, you know? So I think we get to decide whether it's a good luck or bad luck day.
I think so. I want to share the promo, the trailer I did for this,
Yes,
and
yes,
let's
yes, let's see it.
if I can get it to go. I've got video file teed up here, and let's do a share and let's see. Now this is We Dish version 3. Let's see if I can play this and you can hear it. And here we go. Ready? You're in this. Woo! There's Sherry. And the green. There you are. Martin.
on TikTok. If you share it with me, I'll share it on TikTok and we can promote your show.
I will think about it. It's
Yeah.
a huge file, and I have to just send the link to my Dropbox to share it. So I can send
Oh,
it to you, and you
just
can
that.
see if
I guess is how long is that? Was it 50?
59 seconds.
That is amazing.
That's a lot of fun. So I'm very happy about that. I've done one from each of my other series, and I'm using a trailer template from iMovie, which I just discovered last week. I'm sure a lot of people have used them already. I'm ready to play the outro music now, just the music. Let's go to computer audio, which I forgot to do before. Karen, I want to wish you happy holidays. I don't know if we'll be doing this again before the new year. What do you think? One more time or?
I think we can do one more time.
Okay, I'm having company 2 weeks from today on the 27th, so we could do it early in the morning, or we'll do it maybe the day before, maybe on that Thursday, the 26th. But
Yeah,
we'll plan offline. So I want to wish
sounds good.
everybody happy, merry everything. Hanukkah and Christmas start the same day. Hanukkah goes for 8 nights. Christmas is one glorious big day, and with 5 months of lead up to Christmas because
Yes,
it's been advertised and everything since way before Thanksgiving. I think
way before Halloween.
Halloween was the start of the Christmas season. So there we go. So I want to thank everybody for watching. We've got somebody popped in to watch a few minutes ago. I saw a number pop up on the screen, whoever you are. Thank you very much. I'm
Thank
Bonnie
you.
D, and this is Karen G. Karen, it's been just delightful having you on my show this year. And you're going to be coming on my Crystal Ball prediction show soon on Technology
Yes, I
Revolution as well.
am.
So let's play this outro music. Let's see if we can get this going here. Music is ready to go.
Lonely
Can
girl
you hear it now? Yes.
trying to hide.
Sorry about that. I need a virtual assistant. Thank you to Serge Hoffman for the music and the voice for my lyrics. So you want to be.
Popular in that name.
Coming up.
A beautiful wife.
Bop, 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 bop.
So you wanna be
Oh, let's go a little more.
a cool
You want to be a cool kid.
kid. Heart shine real and true. Give your life a chance. Go out and dance. So you wanna be just like you.
Thank you to Serge for that. And thank you, Karen. I'm Bonnie D signing off, and we'll see you all